Okay, hello, and welcome to another edition of Quick Tips, our technology assistance series, where we present different tools and resources for you to use for your job search or for your personal and professional development. My name is William Hollis. I am an associate librarian here at Mandel Public Library. And right now we are going to go over how to utilize Employ Florida, which this is a job search database for the entire state. If you've ever utilized CareerSource Florida, which is another great resource for job seekers, one of their requirements or something that's beneficial is for you to register with Employ Florida or at least be familiar with it. So right now I'm going to go over how to register, but you need an actual social security number, a valid social security number, so that you can actually proceed through. So I'm going to take you through the process of how you would enter in your information to create an account, but then we're going to backtrack and I'm going to go in as a guest so that you can see the different features. So we're going to piece it together so that it can be beneficial. But anyway, we are going to start with the beginning to click on not registered, learn how and why. We're going to click on that. And you see we have the option for if you already have your username and password. We do not have that as of yet. So you can also, it says try us out for guest access. We can utilize that. But I want to at least take you through the process of how you would register as an individual. And before we do that, I'd like to click on this tab that says why register so you can see why it's beneficial to do that. So I'm not going to read you everything, but I will say that your information will be saved. You can upload resumes and things like that. You can create cover letters. You can also utilize the job searches and just be available for if you happen to be a match for an opening so that you can do that. But you can also, go to CareerSource, and if you need any assistance, I believe they offer appointments or they offer services by appointment only. But anyway, that's just an explanation of why you should register and why it's beneficial. So now that we've looked at that, we're going to return to the previous page. And now we're going to click on the not registered, learn how and why again. And then we are going to go ahead and go through the process of registering, even if we don't complete the entire process. So we would click individual. We would click on this privacy agreement, and we would say, I agree. So now that we've done that, we are going to go ahead and create a username and password. So again, we won't be able to finish this entire process, but I'll take you through to the end, all the way to where you enter in your social security number. So we are going to use Mr. John Q. Smith, which was the email address that I used for how to create a Google account or a Gmail account. So we're going to use that same name. We're going to say Mr. John Q. Smith 60, since that's the email address, but we're not going to do the entire email address. So now we're going to go with the password. We are going to use the same password that we use for the email. It's important that whatever password you choose, that you remember it. That's the main issue. And you're also going to want to have a strong password. You see that it needs to be 8 to 20 characters. And also you're going to want to have at least one uppercase or capital letter, a number, and even a special character would add to the security. You can then choose a security question. I'm going to choose all-time favorite sports team. And you can either type the full name or however you remember it. Ultimately, it's just a matter of you remembering your security question. Mine is the Eagles. So I'm just going to type Eagles, and when you click on this little I right here, you can click on that to see what you type. So I have Eagles with a capital E. Your security question and answer would obviously be specific to you. For the social security number, you're going to put in your own social security number. And the reason for that is because the system wants to make sure that you don't already have an existing account. So the United States is the country. You're going to put in your zip code. I'll actually put in the library's zip code. Yes, I'm authorized to work in the United States. And then you're going to put in your email address, and this is going to be important so that you can receive any correspondence that you need to receive, from Employ Florida. You're going to put in your actual date of birth. This was the date of birth I used for the Google account. So click that, you indicate your birthday. The system automatically calculates your age. You'll choose your gender, whether or not you've registered for selective service. That applies to men, but not to women. And then, have you been arrested or convicted of a crime? It would be in your best interest to answer honestly to this question, because you can be available for additional services depending on your answer. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and say no. And then you would enter in this auto-generated security code feature. You're going to enter in that code so that the system knows that you're not a robot. And then you would click next. So we're not able to proceed through that because I actually tried to use a generic social security number and the system wouldn't allow me to do that. But that is how you would go ahead and create your account. So, or how you would go ahead and register for a new account. So we're not going to complete this registration. We're going to go back and we are going to click guest access. So when you click guest access, if you are looking for employment, career guidance, and everything as an individual, you're going to click individual. And then, as you can see, there's various services as far as for individuals. If I hover over career services, you see, career tips, career explorer, informer, job market explorer. So that's if you want to know about careers in general. Also too, job seeker services. Here's where you can find job openings, employers, education services, training schools and providers. There's just a wealth of information here. So actually, I believe that what I'll do, I'm just going to show you some of these features, and then in a separate video, I'll go ahead and show you how you would go ahead and build a resume, because that can be a bit time consuming. So I want to save that for the next video. But you can even see here where it says current month's events, where it has workshops and trainings, job fairs, meetings, just a whole host of information. And the training providers in schools, job search, resume builder, virtual recruiter. So there are all sorts of resources here. I want to make sure that we are familiar with all of them. But this is just a brief start. So as you can see, I just clicked guest access, and you see these services for individuals. And there are just a whole host of resources available. So that is not CareerSource, that is EmployFlorida.com, and CareerSource Florida utilizes this as far as connecting job candidates to opportunities. So once again, this has been William Hollis. I'm an associate librarian here at Mandel Public Library, and this is Quick Tips. So this is how you would utilize Employ Florida, and I hope that you will check this out and explore it. And also I would invite you to check out our other virtual services. We have virtual classes, virtual offerings, curriculums, all sorts of things, all sorts of exciting ways to maintain our place as a resource in spite of the pandemic. So we are providing virtual services and virtual classes. So check us out. Again, my name is William Hollis. Thank you so much. You take care and be safe.